So this has been a crazy week for Bitcoin, the last 2 days especially. And with the ETF getting approved a couple of weeks back and the I would say the lackluster overall price performance, but there's a lot of underlying information and some certain developments that we're going to talk about here right after we do our weekly update on Eazybot and Pionex and a couple other things. We're going to get into my price target for 2024, as well as what we're seeing out there in the marketplace, especially some crazy comments recently made by JP Morgan, one of the analysts there. So I'm going to get right into that. But before we do, let's get into going over the weekly update. Let's talk about Eazybot first. For those of you who don't know Eazybot is software that hooks to your exchange if through an API, whether it's Kraken, Binance US, Coinbase, KuCoin, depending if you're in other countries other than the US, and regular Binance, and I think that's it. So they hook to those exchanges through an API, and it allows you to trade Eazybot trade with Eazybot on their algorithm, we'll call it, or their numbers, and allows you to let them do the trading without fear of getting rug pulled. Now, unless one of those exchanges rugs, Eazybot has no way of getting your money, all right, that you have locked up in your exchanges. So I like this play. And people are going to say, well, Joe, the returns on Eazybot aren't as great as they are in all these other DeFi projects. Yes, but I've been in this since August 25th of 2022, and here we are into 2024, and it hasn't rugged yet, and it can't. So let's get into Eazybot. So this week, my Eazybot got some okay returns. As you can see, a lot of red dots here. Let me see if I can increase the size of this thing. Circus music. Okay. So you'll see a lot of red dots on here. That's because obviously the altcoins dropped with Bitcoin. And, I ran out of USDT because I don't use this exactly like Eazybot's supposed to be used, but it still gives me good returns. So I'm waiting for some of these coins to come back up in value so they hit their target price range so they can trade again, because this is a DC martingale type bot with some, variances in the algorithm of how they buy on the way down and sell on the way up. So if you missed it this week, I'm going to put at the end a link to the AMA with the CEO of Eazybot. I did that earlier this week, and he talks more about some of the things they did to combat a lot of the risks that you all are facing in the DeFi. So Solana had some trades from this week. So did Uni and Shiba Inu even, and I believe one other, and Matic. It's shut off right now, but I did make a little bit in Matic. So this week I made about $35. Now, I always get pressed like, Joe, what about all the fees and things like that? So I have accounted for that. So I have about I don't know if you can see that. It's right here. I have about $7,800 at risk. I made $35, which is about a 0.45% return. Now, there were fees, SSF and gas fees. And one of the exchanges had particularly high fees this week, which caused me to spend a lot of money in gas and fees. And my net return was $18. So about a 0.25% return. If you annualize that, what is that? Quarter times, I wish I had my handy dandy calculator out. 0.24 times 52. If I just got that every week, that's a 12% return. Nothing to write home about. Again, this is all risky stuff. So I'm not a financial advisor, and I know I have to say these things because it's true. I'm not a financial advisor. Certainly isn't financial advice. Do your own research. Understand that there's inherent risk with trading anything, especially crypto. Is very volatile, very risky, no matter how you do it. A lot of risks involved. So before you do anything like that, don't listen to me. If you want more information on Eazybot, there's a referral link down below. They'll give you 2 bots to trade for free for 45 days. And if you want to check it out, they have a lot of information on there once you register, and there's no fee to register. And you don't have to commit by registering. Anyway, there's that. So with the Eazybot this week, about a 0.24% return. I'm targeting a 0.5 to 1%. You see some weeks, if you go back here, you see some weeks I got 5, 3, 3, but that's not the norm. I mean, that happens. So I want a flat. I'm looking for about a flat 0.5% to 1%. a week. And that's about, 26 to 52% return. That's outstanding. So Eazybot, I'm still a big fan of Eazybot. I'm trying out some other bots right now. One other bot that I'm trying out that we'll get into in a second is Pionex. So Pionex if you go into here, it's not the sexiest of websites, and honestly, sometimes I lose how to even get to my bots this way. I like the app a lot better on my phone. And so you'll see I started with $800 in Pionex trading, okay? And the current value is 730. Obviously, Bitcoin went down since I opened this, and so did Aave, AAVE, which is the other one that I'm trading through this. And so my overall P&L is I'm down about $70. But if I look at it just the trade profit, just the profits from running the trades on these bots, I was about a 1%, and this is without the fees. I took the fees out already. And so about 0.93% the first week, 0.42 the second, 0.16 last week. Still not outperforming my Eazybot. My Eazybot's 0.24% when I take into account the fees. This is 0.16%. It did do better the last 2 weeks, but we'll see long term how this goes. There's lots of options in here when you trade with bots. They do. I do have a referral link down below. Check it out if you're gonna use Pionex or try it. I'm not telling you to do that. I have mixed feelings on this one so far. As you can see, I'm trading these two things. Where are my bots? Where are my bots? Is it here? Okay. So you can do a lot of different bots. They have grid trading bots, DCA bots. It's fairly easy to create them, but there's some things when if you pick let's create a grid trading bot, you can copy a strategy. They have some strategies for you to copy, which is easy. But if you're doing it on your own, you better know what you're doing. And so they have lots of options of pairs. Like here's Aave US dollar, and you can try one of these 3 copy trades if you like. But I'm not telling you to do that. But once you get into setting up the parameters on a grid and things like that, and there's different bots you can use. It does get a little complicated, and you kind of got to know what you're doing unless you're doing one of those copy strategies. But you do have to pay a little bit more attention to it because you have to get in and get out. And this one, I'm just letting it run. Just letting that bot run, kind of like I do Eazybot. And we'll let you know the details every single week here. If you're not a subscriber, please just do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to show you these every week and show you what's up with them. All right, so let's get into that last piece. We talked about Bitcoin, okay? So Bitcoin, let's see. Bitcoin has been going, has had a really crazy last year, right? And then it led up. Let's actually go back to the charts. Here's a chart we can use on Pionex. Actually, I don't love that chart, but the other one I already took down. Here's one. Okay, so as you can see, there's a big run up. Let's go back to the day screen. Okay, you can see that back in October, started the run up in Bitcoin. If you look at it from, here to over here, you had a pretty significant run up in price. You're talking from 26,000 to a high of 46,000. Actually, went up to 49,000 intraday, right up to there. So about $49,000 per coin. And a lot of that was based on speculation for the spot ETF approval. We all know that, all right? And then so what's happened since then? Let's go tighten up that chart a little bit. Well, since then, you can see that there's an immediate sell-off. And a lot of that selling pressure was due to profit trading. And profit taking. And one of the big players in that profit taking was FTX. I think they sold, and this is not an absolute figure, but I think it was $1.8 billion of Bitcoin they liquidated. And the price of the Bitcoin, it went from a high of here, down, in the first couple of days. On the first day, it went down to about 42. So we're talking, it had a bit of a drawdown. And so when I see that, let's see, 42 divided by 49, this is approximate, rough, right? That's about a 15% drawdown immediately based on a huge selling pressure. But if you look at it, after that huge selling pressure, and JP Morgan, by the way, came out recently and said they think that the huge selling pressure is behind us. Now, those are their words, and you can go Google that. I'm not sure exactly the trader, the analyst, or the person at JP, but that's what they're saying in the last 48 hours. And so if you look at the latest drawdown, you look at these peaks and you go to here, and then you go, from that same peak, you move on down to here. But you look where we're at now. In the last 24 hours, we've had a significant increase in that price. And to me, this is just the start. If you look at the success of these ETFs, whether it's through BlackRock or one of the others, it's just they've got billions of dollars flowing in. I've read price predictions or price outlooks, target outlooks, anywhere for this year. On the low side, I've seen about in the 30s. Some people saying, "Oh, Bitcoin's going to go to 15,000." I don't know how that would happen. There would have to be a catastrophic event for it to go 15. Not saying it couldn't do it, but with all the buy pressure that's going into Bitcoin, all the people that are buying, all the ETFs, I have people that are in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s asking me about Bitcoin right now that they weren't asking a couple months ago. And I have normal people that are just starting to see, they've heard of Bitcoin, but now they're saying, "Oh, how do I get in?" Now, they weren't saying that a couple years ago because it was complicated to get in. But now with these ETFs, it's make it very easy to get in. I'm not saying that this isn't going to be a market that's manipulated and people are going to lose money, but I'm saying that people like BlackRock have a vested interest, as far as I can tell, in the success of these ETFs. And that means more people buying, the more people trading, the more liquidity, the more volume is going to be good for them. Now, that's my opinion. I could be wrong. But what that means to me is that I do think that this is a volatile asset class. You're going to see swings in either direction, highs and lows, because the liquidity isn't like the stock market just yet. And to give you a little bit of an example of how that works is if, let's say there's $1 million market cap of a certain stock, $1 million, and you have $100,000 of it and you sell it, it's going to affect the price way more than if there was $1 billion of that stock and you were selling 100,000, right? Because that sell pressure on $1 million, 10% of $1 million is 100,000. That sell pressure is going to have way more weight than if that 100,000 was on $1 billion market cap. And so the more money that flows in, the more liquidity and the more stable Bitcoin will be. And over time, hopefully we'll see a rise in the price. Now, I'm going to make a wild, bold prediction. Wild, bold prediction. This is half wishful thinking. I'll let you know that right away. And this is for entertainment purposes only. Please don't go out and buy. And if it doesn't do what I'm saying that it could possibly one day maybe do, don't blame me, okay? But I see Bitcoin having a run up this year that far exceeds where we are right now. I think we'll hit an all-time high this year. I think we'll pass 70,000. This is, I hope, I shouldn't say I think, maybe we'll do this. That I think we'll actually see Bitcoin, and I know you're going to think I'm crazy for saying this. I think we'll see Bitcoin pop around $100,000 this year. Now, I wouldn't act on that information. It is loosely based on feelings and sentiment. And can I back it up? No, I can't see the future ever. I can't back that number up. But I will tell you, with the money I've seen go into the Bitcoin market in the last week, it's just astounding. And look at this buy pressure already. Let's go in a little tighter on the graph here again. Let's go in a little bit tighter. Let's go a little tighter on this graph. If you just look at this buy pressure right here, you're going to see buys and sells, profit taking, trading, and all these things. But look right here, from the 24th to the 28th. I mean, we went from 40,000 or 40,000 up to where we are right now. There seems to be a level of resistance right here at the 42.3 mark. There seems to be a bit of resistance. As you can see, it likes to go up there, it retreats. It goes up there, it retreats. It goes above there, it retreats. This is kind of finding an equilibrium here. Now, can it go beyond that? Sure, because we can always break through resistance levels, and we'll see, if we do break through that resistance, where is the next level of resistance? I'm sorry for the technical analysis, but we don't really have a recent level of resistance there. All the moving averages are below there because we hit this, the high back here. So if it can trade back above here, can it hit this mark right here? Can it go back up to 50? Sure, it's possible. There's not really another level of resistance we're seeing much above there. So who knows if we can break above that level, if we can trade above this, this 42,300 mark and close, it doesn't close, but if we can, keep pushing past there, I'm not sure where it can go. So long story short, My bold price prediction is I think it's possible that we'll see $100,000 Bitcoin this year. Now, I don't know that that's likely. I'm sure there's a lot of people that disagree, and they're probably smarter than I am, but that's what I'm looking at. And so I'm looking at this time as for me, I'm looking at it as a potential to 3-4x my money. Now, I've also seen predictions of it going wildly the other direction and Bitcoin being, rug pulled away from us. I just don't see that happening. It's an algorithm. It's science and math, but it's all also possible. You never know. So that's about all I got today. I hope you got some value in this. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm sharing you my thoughts on this and where my head's at and how I'm positioning myself. And I'm going to try to accumulate as much Bitcoin as I can this year. And I'm going to do that through using Eazybot to trade. And then when trading profits, I'm probably going to take those and buy Bitcoin or put them back in the market to trade. All the altcoins, the altcoins are all the where the altcoins are right now is a process of where Bitcoin is. I probably should have said that in the beginning because there's probably only a couple people left on this video. Hey, by the way, if you're still here, if you're still in this video and you went this long, do me a favor, comment down below with your price prediction for Bitcoin. If you made it this far, comment down below what you think Bitcoin's going to do this year, and I will be super stoked to know that you watched this far. That's all I got. Join us in the Discord. I'm going to put the link down to the Discord below, and I'm going to be reporting more on the Bitcoin price predictions only because all the altcoins, they're so vital for me, the volatility in them that I trade through Eazybot and Pionex. They depend so heavily on that Bitcoin price and volatility and volume, really. So that's why I'm going to be talking about Bitcoin. It does make a lot of sense. That's all I got. Have a great rest of your weekend. Like, subscribe, share, join the Discord, all those things. I'll see you next time.